Yes, we got our full account restricted, meaning no bookings. All future bookings were canceled. And for one whole week, we had no idea what was going on or what we were going to do. So I'm going to share with you guys just kind of the whole, in a nutshell, what happened and how we got out of it and got our account unrestricted. First off, right off the gate, we do not know why we got restricted. And even till this day, when we got unrestricted, they still didn't tell us why we got restricted. So it was a lot of back and forth. We had no idea. We don't know what guidelines we went against, but just out the gate, we have no idea even till this day. And this happened a few weeks ago for a whole week. Even till this day, we had no idea why we got restricted. It all started on a Tuesday afternoon where we got an email that said that our whole account got restricted. Thank you for being on this platform, but we no longer are going to have you on the platform. So our whole fleet, our whole cars, all our cars got restricted, and we couldn't remove them. We couldn't delete them, put them onto another host or another account. It was all locked in. And that was literally their final decision. Well, again, a week later, we got it unrestricted, and here's the process of how we did it. First, every day, I went in and I emailed support twice. We got this email from executive support. So there's support and then there's executive support. Obviously, regular support are my Filipinos, right? They probably hired a ton of Filipino customer service agencies, my people out there in the Philippines, to be able to handle the influx of calls that are coming in from both host and guest. These aren't the decision makers. They're just here to help you with a few low-level things. But when it comes to account restriction, you had to go to executive support. So what I did was I replied to executive support, because it was executive support that emailed us saying, this can't be reversed. Your account's restricted. Thank you for being on this platform, but we no longer want you on. So I was emailing executive support every day. I reached out to support once or twice a day, and then I emailed executive support following up, asking them why our account was banned. And it's really hard to get a hold of them. They're not consistent with replying. I get it. They're busy. It's a multi-million-dollar a year plus company, and they got a lot of stuff going on. But this is a pretty high ticket. We're out here employing people, feeding families with a fleet of over 20 plus vehicles. Again, this ain't no like regular 1 or 2 car side hustle type of deal. We're running a full-blown on biz on the Turo platform. So I'm emailing them, and I finally got somebody to say, hey, okay, I will speak with you on Friday. And long story short, we got the 9 a.m. Friday, and they didn't show up. I emailed again, said, hey, I'm pretty frustrated. This is, again, something you guys promised, but still didn't come onto my, didn't fulfill on your end. What's going on? Can we just please chat? Can I chat with somebody? The person that was our executive support, you could say concierge or representative, their name was very unique. So I went onto LinkedIn, found them on LinkedIn. How do I know it's them? Because, again, their name's unique, the way they spell it, and also it literally says they're part of Turo executive support. You can find anybody on the internet nowadays. And I looked at them, I said, okay, I get it, I have understanding, they have a kid, like I'm telling you, and I only browsed for like a few minutes. This is like the internet, y'all. So I went in, I messaged them again, messaged them 2 times right after. So 9 a.m., they missed the call. I emailed them at the next hour, said, hey, we're still waiting for a call. Haven't heard anything. Emailed again at noon. They said, hey, do you have a few minutes? I can chat with you now. I talked to them. Obviously, I was just being honest and raw. Let them know what's going on. They still don't know. They said it's to trust and safety team. Had to push that decision to the higher level trust and safety team. I said, okay, thank you. Hopefully I can hear from you by the end of the day. And they said, yes, I promise. And guess what? We didn't hear from them the rest of that Friday. Executive support is pretty much open 8 to 5, I think Mountain Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Weekends are off. So obviously we're playing the waiting game, going over to the weekend. Monday comes around. I email them again. Don't hear nothing. I said, hey, I was supposed to hear from someone on Friday. Tuesday comes back around. I email them twice that day. And then finally, again, this was a week later after we were restricted for the whole week, right? All future bookings were canceled. We're not getting any new bookings. None of our current renters can extend. It was a nightmare during that week, just trying to figure everything out. Long story short, they looked at it again. This was literally the same hour they restricted us a week before on Tuesday, was the same hour they lifted it off that day. So they emailed us back and said, hey, the decision was made. We've decided to unrestrict your account. You can now get bookings. Let me go ahead and unrestrict everything. And boom, everything was back live again on the platform. Again, I have no idea why we got restricted. All I did was just follow up every single day. You probably heard me on customer support, regular customer support. I'd reach out, they'll push the ticket, and then I even talk to chat. I let them know everything that's going on. This was every day. I even emailed the executive support team. And the thing is, you can't just get the executive support team's email. The reason why was I was able to reply to the very initial message that they said that they could not reverse the decision on the account. And again, this is probably persistence. I was just very persistent. I asked a lot politely. I was being very professional in all my emails. And I said, I just want to know why. Because once we know why, we know we won't go against the guidelines again. And I knew, and I had a feeling it was a mistake. But again, you never know. These are just ordinary average people, right, that are just making executive level decisions on accounts just like that. Now, the question is, was it scary? Of course. You know, this was our source of bookings and income. We were so used to the Turo platform. I learned the ins and outs of it. But long story short, I was willing to pivot. And that's the thing that we pretty much learned from this, is learning how to pivot. A lot of great things came out of just this restriction on our account. A few things that came out of it was, one, we got to learn about GetAround. We talked to a rep. I'm not a fond of GetAround's platform. Their app is kind of slow. It's a little outdated. They need to really up it. That company needs more money and funding for their development team. But they're really known for like economy. I learned a lot of stuff about GetAround. We have a rep. They were pretty cool. And they're really about customer service, which was great. So I got to learn about GetAround just in case, worst case scenario, we had to list a lot of our cars. They're really mainly focused on economy. The second best thing that came out of this was we shifted last week all of our cars from our insurances. So I had like a certain amount of cars on Progressive, a certain amount of cars on Geico. Geico definitely does not do any car sharing. I'm not sure about Progressive off the top, but I even asked them at Geico and they said, nah, we don't do anything car sharing wise. So we would have been screwed either way. You just need insurance on your vehicles. But we transferred everything over to a car rental insurance agency. I'm not going to name drop them yet because I want to try them out for a couple months. If it's solid, then I'm going to drop their info and I'm going to give you guys a full breakdown on how we've been able to lock in. That company is actually helping us a lot with starting our own car rental biz, which I don't recommend for the average person. And honestly, it was a lot of headaches. There's a lot of things that you got to learn about, insurance, contracts. There's a lot, okay? Turo just makes it so easy for the average Joe, the average person, to just get a car listed, learn the processes, learn the system, and then eventually, if you want to scale, again, they bring everything, the leads, the marketing, they do all the contracts. They're able to communicate if the customer isn't, or the guest that's renting your vehicle isn't complying. There's just a lot of things that Turo does that makes and lifts off a lot of the heavy work. So a lot of great things came from this. We learned to not focus on one thing or rely on one source, but hey, we're going to still keep rolling on the Turo platform. I believe it so much. A lot of great things happened. It woke us up. I was learning a lot of how to build a car rental agency, and it's been great. It's honestly been something that shakes me. And here's the thing. One thing is, I never give up. If you have this mindset of never giving up, I was persistent. I emailed every day, followed up with regular support, executive support. I was just persistent. And that's the thing. When things don't seem like they're moving or things don't seem like they're going your way, it's really taking it a day by day and also being willing to show up. I could have just been sad about it, said, let's just sell the cars. It's a great market to sell the vehicles right now. Trust me, I just sold one of the vehicles and I'm going to share with you guys that breakdown. But again, it's just one of those things where you just learn how to adapt. You learn how to get better over time. So hopefully you guys learned from this. Diversify. Don't just focus on one source. It's great to just get your feet wet. We went kind of all out when we went onto the platform. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this stuff, again, we're out here in Las Vegas. We run a 20 plus car fleet, done over 600 trips in 11 months. We're about to hit our 1 year. It's been great. Everything's been a blessing. If you guys want to learn more, I just share everything on this channel. Want to just give out all that information so you guys can go out there, run a successful car rental biz, car sharing biz, and make some extra income. If you guys enjoy this stuff, go ahead and tap in. Also, I did a video on how to start a car rental biz, give you guys simple steps on what to get started, how to get it done. Again, it's pretty simple for the average Joe to just get a car listed on and get bookings. It's great. It's a cool experience, and just go through a lot of the videos on this channel and you'll learn more. Y'all be blessed. Have a great one, and I'm glad we got restricted off. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.